Hello everyone, this is Sachiv again from Boxbrain. As I told you that we have very special guest from the land of FC Barcelona, Spain. So we welcome Mr. Dr. Morphis in our live broadcast. Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Hi, welcome to everyone. Thank you very much, Sad, for giving me the opportunity to speak to your audience. Very much appreciated.
Yes. So, sir, let's start with the COVID-19 house because there's a big situation in COVID-19 in Spain and all surrounding areas. So, how is the condition, and what are your perception about COVID-19, and what do you think about COVID-19 and all that? Yes, sir.
Well, we started with a difficult topic, but the present topic, the hot topic. Well, the situation now in Spain is
Yes,
much better than what was in March, April, and May. As you probably know, Spain is one of the countries with the highest number of deaths, approximately 28,000. So they went into a very strict lockdown to protect the population, and now they have started a bit relaxing the measures, so you can go outside, enjoy, meet some friends, of course, with the right equipment to protect yourself and others. And to be honest, I'm thinking a lot about now September, October, because when October will come, which is a flu season, I really hope that not everything will start again with the same lockdown, the same problem. So we are very cautious and eager to see what will happen after the summer, basically.
So this is all about COVID-19 because there is in all the world, we can say there is a second wave of COVID-19 going on. A lot of countries are suffering from that, but due to some precautionary measures, a lot of countries control this situation and all that. Okay, so this is all about COVID-19 and all that. So start with your little bit introduction about your previous experience, because you are also a doctorate from. Because we very excited to know about how you work in the operational excellence things and all that, education point of view and all that. This. So over to you, sir.
Thanks so much. So I'll try to be brief because I'm pretty sure the audience can learn more about me, checking online my profile, and also they are eager to go with the discussion. So my background in operational excellence dates back to 2003. So for the last 17 years, I've been working in this kind of field. And I've been quite lucky to work both in automotive manufacturing and financial services. And I say quite lucky because the context is different, the environment is different, the way to apply the methodology is different. So it was a big learning curve for me to do this transition from manufacturing to service. I did basically in 17 years, I did all kinds of roles, green belt, black belt, master black belt, program manager, country leader. And my last, let's say, paid role, I was the regional director for operational excellence. So I was helping companies deploy lean management in this kind of case. And that was the second time where my learning curve was so steep, because working with companies from Latin America, Africa, Middle East, Europe, these different pots of culture and context and environment, you really had to learn how to adapt your style and how to adapt your influencing in your communication to the different countries. So that was a quite good lesson. And as you mentioned before, during the same time, I managed to complete also my PhD research, where basically I looked at companies that deploy Lean Six Sigma, and I tried to see how Lean Six Sigma promotes organizational learning, how knowledge is diffused within the organization, and basically try to see what works in practice and what doesn't work. In the last 2 years, basically, I set up my own practice in Spain, Madrid, and I'm offering training and consulting to companies in terms of operational excellence and business transformation topics. That's me in a nutshell, basically. Happy to connect with anybody who wants to learn more or find this exciting. They can connect in LinkedIn or Facebook. But that's me in 2 minutes.
Yes. So I just saw that you're also reaching the global, you can say global globe, that you are working, speaking with the different countries and the global reach, you can say. So it's we congratulations that your operational excellence mission is going toward all over the world. Like you can say, world is listening you. Like right now, Pakistan is listening you.
Yeah, I can add Pakistan on the map. No, actually, I have been blessed to have this kind of opportunity because, as I mentioned before, it was a big learning curve. And after 17 years, there are a lot of lessons learned. Some lessons of joy and some lessons of tears. so it's quite interesting to have the opportunity to share. Like today, that we're going to talk about operational excellence programs and why they often fail. So people find it interesting. So it's good that I have the opportunity to share my insights. No? That's quite good. So
So
I guess we can
yes,
deep
sir.
dive.
Start with your topic, sir. Yes, sir. Start with your topic. A hot topic of
Yeah.
operational excellence. We are very
Okay.
excited about learning about operational
Well,
excellence
yeah.
things. Yes.
Well, yeah. It's a topic that is it is always relevant. Okay, it is always relevant. And what I was planning to share with you is, from my perspective, what I have seen, the research findings in different countries, different companies. That I researched the topic for my PhD, and then I can share much more about my personal experience, and I can share what works in practice and what not. So, in reality, when you look about the research done on this kind of topic, there's always a list of, let's say, key success factors of what influence a program and can increase the chance of success. And all these lists have kind of 5 or 6 factors that seem to be common across all of them. So first one is about what everybody knows: senior management support, the commitment, the sponsorship in the program. And then there are factors like how the program connects with the customer, how the program connects with the strategy, what kind of training you offer to the people, and what is let's say, the project selection prioritization. These are the 5 topics that are very commonly appear in the research, and supported by a lot of the practitioners. Now, I would ask you maybe to guess, which one do you think of these 5 factors people most often report as the key factor for failure? Is it the management support? Is it training? Is it project selection? Is it linked to strategy or linked to customer? Which one do you think most often they identify as cause for failure?
Okay, I can say that there's a two thing very important: lack of awareness or lack of team motivation from the top management, and second one is less awareness of operational excellence tools, that how we can use accurate operational excellence tool to the problem. So different people use different I can say that there is lack of awareness or lack of training, you can say. Yes, in Pakistani and in Pakistan environment, we can say lack of operational excellence awareness, you can say. A lot of people give training, but they don't know how to what the tool is used for the specific problem. They use for different tool for different problem, like we can say, because they have did not train well, and there is a lack of awareness from top management also. So these two factors are going on in our society and all that. Yes.
You were quite right in the 2 points that you identify and how you link. So when you see it, again, research and practitioners speaking, they say that many programs fail. Sometimes they quote 70%. Many programs fail, and the guilty is the senior management. Either they will say it's lack of awareness, or they will say lack of support, lack of sponsorship, and then when this is identified as the guilty for failed programs, then the answer becomes, what do we do about that? And then they go and do more training. Let's do more training and more presentations. And sometimes let's go to the CEO and cry to the CEO and say, they don't love us. They don't believe in us. They don't help us. Can you go and tell them to work? They are not good sponsors. So this is what happens most of the times. And in reality, this is what I was doing in my early years as I was applying the methodology,
Same situation in Pakistan as well, because we will when we will go to the top management, they demotivate us. What is the operation? This is operational excellence. What are you talking about and all that, kind of things. So this coming in also in our society.
Yeah. And here there's a kind. I would like to say a bit. I would like to challenge now a little bit the operational excellence community. Okay, because I've worked a lot with seniors, so I've seen what works well and what not. But I think there is something else that we need to ask ourselves. I think I might have lost your signal for a moment. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Please continue.
Good.
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
So basically, to challenge the operational excellence community, we have a tool that when we do projects, okay, a tool to identify the root cause, and we call it 5 whys. Okay, and 5 whys is supposed to be drilling down to identify the true root cause of a problem in order to address it. Okay. However, we don't seem to apply this when we're thinking about why projects fail or programs fail. So you say programs fail. Okay. First why question. Why programs fail? And then the answer is there is no proper management support. Okay. And instead of asking a little bit more whys in order to see why you don't have the support, we immediately jump to the solution and say train, resistance, complain. Lack of management support is a symptom. If you say lack of awareness, if you say is a symptom of something else, okay? People don't wake up in the morning. If you think an executive, okay, they don't wake up in the morning and they say, "Wow, I'll go to the office and resist and show lack of support to the OPEX program because I love this. You know, this is what I do." No, they don't wake up with this. They wake up having their own problems, their own concerns about achieving their objectives and achieving the targets. So what quite often I challenge people when they say, we have lack of support from management, then you say, why you have lack of support? What is driving it? And if you go and you challenge that way of thinking, then some interesting things will come up. And one of them will be, are you working on the right problems? Are you working on problems that are important to your executives? Because if you are not solving a critical problem they are having, they're not going to deal with you. Of course, they're not going to deal with you. They're going to focus on other things. So then, and this is what I say. You need to understand, and you need to understand and look. And if I'm to be honest, when I was looking maybe the first 4 or 5 years of my career, okay, if I see my targets and my objectives as a black belt or master black belt or program leader or country leader, I had some objectives that they were saying. How many people I'm going to train in the company? How many people I'm going to certify? How many projects I'm going to close during the year? And what will be the benefits to achieve? But the calculations of the benefits were a little bit focus pocus. A little bit of magic, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That quite often the sponsor wasn't able to understand how we reach that number. So if you think that this is how we assess, we target, we position the program in a company, of course, senior managers will not care about the program because we are not solving real issues. We are just worrying with numbers of people trained and certified. And this is what quite often is hiding behind that. I don't know your experience or what you think. You can react. Have you seen your
same? We can say it's quite similar condition where you said that when we are going office we have a big hustle in our mind. We said that it's a normal life. We can fighting. Yeah, we can see firefighting with the processes and all that. We are daily basis and all that. We can say, we cannot go to the office. We will off today, or we will take casual leave or sick leave. We can say. But if we have a proper mindset, if we have proper, you can say, proper management support, then we will go and find out the problem and all. Exactly, you can say. Yeah, you can say same condition is like there's a lack of, we can say, top management from
And there is a test. You can do a very quick test to see if you are working on projects and problems that are important for the business. Okay, so and the first one is to ask to have a meeting with them, to schedule a one-to-one. If you work on important
Okay.
problems, they always have time for you. If you don't work on
Okay.
important problems, you are never able to find them, no matter what you do. So basically, because okay, you are right on what you said about training, about awareness. But if you go back a little bit, the question is, do you work on important problems? Okay. So what I advise people quite often is how to overcome this kind of lack of support and they don't understand that they don't do. Is at the beginning, you need to sit down with your executives, okay, and have a discussion with them, okay. And there is a series of questions that you need to ask in order to see whether you are on the right path, okay. So the first thing I like to ask when I go to an entity, for example, is okay, you brought me here for operational excellence or continuous improvement or lean Six Sigma, whatever you call it. Okay, I'm here. What do you think this program is about? What do you think this program is about? So on this kind of thing, asking this question, you are checking two things. Okay, you are first checking if they are aligned in their beliefs. Okay, do all believe the same thing regarding what the program is about? And the second thing you test is if their perception is correct, because is it correct or not what they believe? So it's about alignment and about validity. Okay, and the second thing, and then the next question that you ask is, okay, we know what it is and we're aligned. How can it help us? What kind of problems it can help us solve? What kind of strategies and objectives it can help us achieve? This is a kind of test of relevance. Is it relevant for us? Maybe it is, maybe it is not. Okay, so if you say it's relevant, okay, it can help us solve some strategic objectives. Then you try to establish another part, is how much it can help us. Because if someone comes and says, I want to deploy lean management as a continuous improvement problem, but I lost 20 million last year and I want to break even in 1 year. Lean may not be what you want to do. There are others that you want to do. Can it bring an important impact? Is it enough, the impact? Because basically your program competes with everything else in the company. So it needs to be relevant and needs to be important. Okay. So these kind of questions help you kind of understand from one side, create awareness, said, executives and sponsors and senior management understand what it's about. And you try then to establish if you solve an actual problem that they have, if you satisfy a need or solve a problem. And all this needs to be okay before you launch the program.
Yes.
So
we can say that, sir, we can say that, yes. Sorry for interrupt. We can say that if the problem, COVID problem is not come, then we will not meet on live session like all that. When Corona comes, when COVID comes, yes, this is the problem. So we will find out the problem and we have to learn about something. Yes.
Yeah, that's quite good. That's quite good. Very good point. Very good point.
Because I just identified the problem, and when I started the Brock's Brain sessions, so I just think that we have to do some learning and development. We can connect the world. We can connect the world international trainer in Pakistan. We will call our international trainer to Pakistan. So this is a good opportunity. I not say COVID-19 is a problem. I can say it's an opportunity. I just identify the opportunity, and I'm dealing with this, that in a learning and learning and development or all that. Like you can, and we will in future we will taking support from you again and again and again. Like yes.
It will be welcome. I will, as I said, I appreciate this opportunity. So I see this as a kind of a first step or as a journey, as a first step of a journey. And then I would like to touch a bit. The second point that you raised was about awareness, which is quite important, because if you achieve what we said before, the relevance, the validity, the alignment, then you need to start deepen their understanding about what operational excellence or continuous improvement is, especially how you plan to do this. So then there are, through trial and error, we have tried very different strategies. And in reality, a common mistake that often people make is to say, I'm going to put them in the room and I'm going to show them 100 slides, which I call death by slides. I'm going to say 100 slides and then my job is done. Well, it doesn't work like that. I don't know. Most of the people, including myself,
Yes, exactly.
an attention span of 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. If you talk about that, it's done. There's nothing after 10 minutes. So what we have, of course, we use presentation. Sometimes it's a necessary evil. You have to present something. But we have tried other approaches, and I can tell you which ones we found working best. Okay, I will start from the least effective, and then I will leave the most effective towards for the big fireworks. So the least effective is a presentation. Okay, the least effective is a presentation, and it should be avoided as much as possible. A good one that initially I use it at the beginning to build the connection with people is the one-to-one. So if I go for example, to a company, as I said before, I will meet first the CEO, and then I will start meet the rest of the executives. And by those one-to-one sessions, I have the opportunity to learn more about the business, and I have the opportunity to educate them and coach them what continuous improvement is about. And this is where basically you start building awareness and build the connection and the trust between you and the sponsors. And once you have this opportunity to establish this, a second good approach is when you try to connect this executive with peers. Similar people in other companies that are more advanced, and they can talk about their experience. They can talk what works, what doesn't work, and this helps them a lot to understand and a little bit be less defensive and be more open to this kind of program. But the most effective ways is the last two that I'm going to mention. One is to run a workshop. If you are able to run a type of workshop for them to experience what continuous improvement is about, what operational excellence is about, or to experience some of the tools and see the value themselves and get the excitement and the passion and the commitment, because they say, "Oh, I can understand this. This is very, very useful, and I want this to go to my department." So making this kind of playing workshops and helping them experience it, like run a morning meeting with them or run a problem-solving session with them, is where you help them do a click between theory and practice. Okay, and the last one, which is my favorite, is and in my previous role, being part of a multinational company, it was easier to coordinate it a bit, is when you take the CEO from one country or an executive from one country and you say, let's pay a visit to this company. They have been using this program for the last 2 years, 3 years. Let's see the results. Let's tangibly see how it transformed the organization and how they are working now. So them visiting, being able to talk to people, not only peers, but all levels of the organization, and seeing in reality how the company has been transformed, this is a very big level. You will excuse me for a moment because the sun just came out, and as you can see, there's a kind of flash on my face. So I need a little bit to put the drapes. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Just to create some shadow.
No problem, because in Pakistan it's 9:45 p.m., but in Spain it's like evening time, so that's why there's a problem.
There's
So
a
we can
lot
say
of light here, so I need to create a little bit.
no problem at all. No problem, sir.
Yeah, we are here. These are with live events.
Yes.
You need to find a way to deal with this kind of small surprises.
Yeah, because it's a new normal. It's a new word, new normal, we can say.
Yeah. So, and then what I would say, because we said it's about presentations, about talking to peers, it's about doing a workshop, visiting another company, having one-to-one sessions. What you need to have in mind that we often forget, okay? Well, and I was one of the people guilty making that mistake. You launch the program, you spend a lot of time to onboard the senior people, and you are successful. and you succeeded it, and they launch the program, and then you think that your job is done. No, your job is not done. You need to foster the relationship and continue with education, with the learning, to ensure continuous commitment. Because 3 months later, if you don't speak to them again, they will have forgotten who you are. You know, you need to maintain that contact. So onboarding and influencing stakeholders is not one-off thing. It's a continuous activity. And this is something that people quite often forget. And that's why you end up progressively losing support from senior management.
Okay. So it's I think we have only 15 minutes remaining. So, sir, can we because there's a question coming in my stream, because I also started the stream on my Facebook page. So a lot of people are actually, if anyone is watching us, so you can, if you write the comment on the comment box, then it will be shown to everyone. So first of all, I think I will show there is some greetings to you, Mr. Yes, it's showing in your screen. Yes.
Happy to see you connected. We talked yesterday. We had a very nice, interesting call with Tusi. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we have one question on my stream, on my watch party on my Facebook. He said, one of my friends said that what main core tools for operational excellence? He said that, okay, we have a problem, we have to identify the problem, then we have to use the proper tool in that and all that. So he is asking about what are the main core tools.
Okay, what are the main core tools? Very, very good point. Very good question, and links very well with what we were saying before about training. Okay, because what happens, you are a black belt. Okay, you are sent to 4 weeks of training to learn all the tools, all the statistics, and all the numbers and number crunching. But in reality, actually, there are two realities, maybe. There are different realities depending the industry that you are. If I say automotive manufacturing, where I was before, many of the tools that I was taught, both the qualitative and the quantitative, were relevant. Of course, you don't use all the tools with the same frequency. Process mapping you use, cause and effect diagram, failure mode effects analysis, SIPOC, cause and effect matrix. So these kind of tools, control plans, what are called qualitative, you always use them, or almost always use them, and especially in a service transactional environment. What is used less frequently, and depending on your industry, is the statistical ones. Hypothesis testing, regression analysis, design of experiments. This is where you need to be careful when you are being trained. So to work for an insurance company or for a bank and to spend a week understanding design of experiments is a waste of time. Because there are so many things you can do with the simplest tools that you will never use probably design of experiments. So why you spend a week learning it, I don't know. I haven't used it in 10 years. So I would say that if you are in service transactional environments, the qualitative tools predominantly. If you are in manufacturing engineering and in quality assurance part, then you have the qualitative tools, and then hypothesis testing is also an important element.
Yes, exactly. And second question is, TPM is the tool for operational excellence. Is that correct or wrong? Another person said, question asked. TPM, OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, and all that.
So I do not understand the question. What about the different tools?
TPM is included in the operational excellence, total productive maintenance, or OEE, overall equipment effectiveness. OEE, we can say it's a one class OEE, total.
Okay, if it is included or not. What is included and what is included? I had this debate for many years, especially during the first half of my career. Now I see things a little bit differently. For me, I see all the tools. I'll use an analogy. Okay, every single tool that you mentioned is like a fruit. It's like a fruit. And operational excellence is like a program that you want to be healthy. So whether a specific tool belongs to someone's definition about operational excellence or not is not relevant, to my opinion. If you need it, you should use it. And you should not be concerned whether it is part or not. And this was a mistake done in programs very early, maybe between 2000 and 2010, when they were saying, I'm training Six Sigma, that's my toolkit. This is not Six Sigma. I don't care about this tool. No, it's not about your definition of a methodology. It's about the needs of the company. And that's why what I advise people is not to get focused and dogmatic with one methodology. Learn Lean, learn TPM, learn Six Sigma, and then use this combined knowledge to drive forward your organization. And that's the mindset, the approach that you should be having, basically.
Okay, like you can say, start with the small things. Like you can small activity, we can say, not go with the big tools, and you can use it in operation a lot of tools, and you are stuck in the, because you are not doing this and that. You have to core focus on one tool, one problem. You can identify the one problem, then you can solve the one problem with the operational excellence tool. Then you go to the next problem. Like we can say, lean manufacturing, start with the lean, then go for the Six Sigma. Is that true? Yes, sir.
Yeah, very, very good point. Very, 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 very good point. Because the common mistake done is people say, when they launch a program, they say, do it like GE, do it like Jack Welch, do it like Toyota. Well, you're not Toyota, you're not General Electric. You need to understand, depending the level of maturity of the company where you are, you will decide how to move. And if you have not used any program before, and this is the very first time that you use a program, I totally agree with you. You need to go with small steps. Start with the easy tools, 5S maybe. That's the first thing that you do. And then you build your maturity step by step. Because if you go to a company that starts now and you throw 100 tools, and you say, learn everything and use everything, guess what the CEO will do, or your executive will say, these guys are crazy. These are tool-oriented. I don't want to talk to them, just cancel all my meetings. And then you will be saying, I don't have support from senior management. Of course. So I totally agree with you. The less the maturity of the company, the smallest steps you need to take at the beginning. Totally agree.
Okay, this is all about our session today, but we have to take another sessions and on. We are still working with you and all. So in the last, there is a format. What do you suggestion about young professionals, young engineers? Then how about operational excellence? What do you suggest of them? And what your comment for our live sessions and current time session and all that, please, sir.
Okay, so what I would suggest, I will share my learnings and the key things that I might do differently if I was to go back. The first thing that I would suggest to them is what we just said. Do not constrain yourself with one methodology. Try to learn different things step by step and build your capabilities across different methodologies, across different tools. That's the first thing. So don't get too much boxed in one methodology. The second thing that I learned over the years painfully is that to change an organization and to make improvement is not about necessarily numbers, statistics, and analysis. There's a big human element inside. So you need to build these capabilities of how you interact with people and how you influence people and how you convince people. So building your soft skills is even more important to some context, to an extent, rather than the technical part. Because if you are technical and don't have good people skills, nobody will listen to you. If you only know two tools well and you are good with people, many are going to listen to you. Many people are going to listen to you. So these are and the third thing will be to continuously learn, to continuously learn and continue to learn and be connected with the business. So these are in a nutshell, 3 pieces of advice I would offer to young professionals.
Okay, sir. And thank you so much for your live session, sir. We will call you for the next session regarding to lean manufacturing in a detail with a presentation and all that. You can say it's a very not just a big session. We can say no problem. So in future we will call you for and We will hope to get a good again from your support for the operational excellence tools and from training, from consultation, and for the improvement of Pakistani industries, you can say. Because if I will have your support, then we will improve the industries together. Yes, thank you so much, sir.
I'll be happy to do it. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Saad. I very much enjoyed the session and looking forward to our collaboration and next online sessions.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.